Good evening and welcome to FTB Sports. This is Talking Points, our weekly show as a look back to all things Tottenham, the week that was. And I'm joined by super guests tonight. We have Mike, we have Darius, we have Marlon, and we have Deji Spurs. So this one should be good. Gentlemen, I would say, how are you doing? But I think I know how we're all doing, given yesterday. So let's get straight into this. Let's not mess about. Let's not waste no time. The first talking point for tonight. Jose out. And I think the best person to start with, and I'm going to start out on the left-hand bottom corner, it's Marlon Bashman. Take it away, Marlon.
Me. Good evening, all. All right. What was the question? In or out? Do you know what?
Tell me.
In until the end of the season. If he does not win Europa League, he can go. He needs to go if he doesn't win Europa League. That is it.
So what if...
Is that the one question, or do you want me to continue?
No.
I could continue.
Yeah, you can continue. That's no problem. Continue. I was going to say, what if he wins the Carabao Cup this season? Is that enough for you to keep Jose in a job?
It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And you said I called you out yesterday. I might have accidentally, deliberately.
You deliberately called me out.
You know what it is? It weren't just you. A lot of people have said, there's a few fans, as I said, this year has made me realize that Mourinho coming to Spurs has split the fan base. As in, have you not gone?
No, you're on solo, my friend. I've just put you on solo.
Okay. There you go. You got me scared there. I was like, what?
We won't leave you like that. Come on, Marlon. We're not going to leave you like that, family. Wow. What happened? I like that. You thought you're on your own, innit? You thought I left you on
He was ready. He had that script ready with Mourinho disses all lined up. He was ready for it.
Let's get back. I'm going to put you back on. Go on. Take it away.
All right. As I said, where was I? As I said, the Spurs fan base are very split at the moment. As in, because his track record with a lot of clubs, a lot of people are basing his current, I wouldn't even say success at Spurs, his current tenure at Spurs as decent, and they're hoping for this cup. But realistically, if you check his run with Spurs and his run with a lot of the teams he's been at since Chelsea, it hasn't been that good. But I think they're banking on this cup. But if he doesn't get a cup, believe it's going to get mad at Spurs. If it's not mad already, because, as I said, if he's lucky, there's no fans there. Because right now, it's been shocking. Other than yesterday, there was 3 or 4 games before that we played well when he attacked. But, as people said to me yesterday, he put out an attacking team. Yeah, he did. But why have them sitting back so far? It does not make no sense. You can have all your attacking players, but if you're playing them so far back and giving Arsenal like the incentive to attack us, it doesn't sit right with me. And I think yesterday that Arsenal team is not great. There's no way on earth they should have been playing Tottenham off the pitch. That reminds me of the late 90s, early 2000s. That should not have happened, especially with those players. Who are those players? Who are those players to be embarrassing us? That was disgusting yesterday.
Should Jose go now? Should it be a case of Jose out now? Deji's shaking his or nodding his head.
Yes.
Jose out now?
Jose out now. I want him gone. I never want to see him again. In Portugal. Let me tell you why Jose needs to be out now. I looked at that starting lineup for Tottenham, and the only issue I had was the fact that we had Justin Timberlake at right back. That was the only issue I had.
I actually thought it was a good move to play him, but obviously not. It backfired. You lot called it out early.
I called it out before kickoff. I said Justin Timberlake right back. That is a myth. Now let me tell you.
It wasn't his fault though, alone though. It wasn't his fault alone. Bale should have helped him.
The thing is, when it comes to football, you don't have to have. I mean, the reason why Jose needs to come out now. I'm looking back at the old Spurs teams. I'm talking when we had Darren Anderton. I'm talking when we had Justin Edinburgh. I'm talking when we had Rosenthal. There was never a time that Spurs, whether at Highbury or White Hart Lane, Emirates, or White Hart Lane that we never turned up or we never tried. I remember the game with Harry Redknapp. We were 4-1 down. We brought it back to 4-4. We would always fight. Even if we lost, we would fight and we'll take it on the chin. How can we have a North London derby when our squad on paper, Arsenal fans know this could be a 4 or 5-0 thrashing, and we only have a couple of shots on goal? If you can't motivate the players to play in a North London derby, then that means you can't motivate the players, period. Then you need to go. The first shot
was the goal.
That's what I'm saying. If Daniel Levy leaves Jose in charge to the McDonald's Cup final, then Daniel Levy is a gambler. Yeah, I'm calling him out now. He's playing Russian roulette with Tottenham Hotspurs, and he should leave also.
Daniel Levy.
Nah, man, leave it. It's cool. Levy is cool.
That's dodgy. That's dodgy there. Just to say that. Anyway, I'm going to go up to the top now. Darius, I feel that we're going to have maybe a joint discussion or a joint, what's the word I'm looking for? Agreement, possibly. What's your thoughts? Jose out now?
Don't bring in the
Russian
Revolution.
though. I said in.
The Russian Revolution will stay. We can wait for that one. That can come in. If we lose on Thursday, the Russian roulette's coming. The Russian Revolution's coming out. But I'm gonna agree with Deji, but maybe not as much. I'm gonna say that I wouldn't see the point in sacking him now because I don't think any manager who came in, and I don't think a good enough manager, regardless, is going to come in and be able to win a trophy or get us into the Europa League. I think Jose's got the best chance of doing that with the managers that would be available if we were to sack him now. However, I am now, after that performance, and what Marlon said is correct and what Deji said is correct, in my opinion, was a disgusting performance in the North London derby. No other way around it, in my opinion. From minute 3, I said, this ain't looking good. We're not doing anything. And if I'm saying that from minute 3 and we don't even change anything until the 70th minute when we're 10 men down and 2-1 down, it's a problem. But for me, he can win the Europa League and I'll give him one more year and that's it. That's me. After that, it's it. A year max. If he doesn't win the Europa League, done. For me, it's over. I just think...
Just to say, all three of you so far, is it a case of Jose out now? I know Deji stated that fact. But
now for me,
does
no.
He need to go now?
I don't think it would make sense for us to sack him now, which is why I wouldn't. Like, if there was a manager that was like a free agent that was on the market, 100% I would sack him now. But because there's no alternative for me, I don't see the point in sacking him now. And I think he has probably the best chance of probably trying to win these trophies. I don't think we're going to win the Carabao. I don't think we have a chance. Europa League, we could potentially. So if he wins the Europa, I'd give him one more year. If not, it's done for me. That's it.
What manager, though? If there was a manager available, who would it be to come in?
That's what I'm saying. There's no manager available.
If there was.
I'll take Eddie Howe over Mourinho. I'm not even joking. At least he'll play some football.
Mike, I don't want to leave Mike out of this one because we've got a half an hour and this could go on for half an hour in itself. But I'm going to get Mike's opinion now as well. Jose out now, or do we continue with him until such time?
I think you've got to look at it. There's a couple of ways you can look at it. I get what the boys are saying about Mourinho not motivating the players. They're not, but regardless of how much he tries to motivate them, they've got to do the job on the field themselves. If he provides them with all the tools, all the training, all the experience, all the knowledge, etc., to give them the best fighting chance of going out there, performing, and doing what us fans want to see and expect to see, i.e., get the result that we want, then what more? I just don't get what more he can do. I mean, he's working with some players that obviously he needs to get out and clear the decks. Like any manager that would come in now, I don't see, if we got rid of Mourinho, what manager could come in now and do a better job than what he's doing. They might in some games, and I assume it probably the first handful of games, you'd see a revitalised Spurs. But once that sort of initiation finishes, then I reckon we'll be back to where Mourinho was, and it'd be no different. So for me, I personally, I'd keep Mourinho out. I'd keep Mourinho in.
Are you more the players then, Mike? Are you more like the players that he's available aren't good enough?
No, half of them aren't good enough. Like you look at, I mean, his only downfall for me yesterday in terms of that squad, that you could say, yeah, he's made the wrong choice there in that starting lineup would be Doherty, and he should have pulled Doherty off. Me personally, I probably would have pulled him off after 30 minutes because he was getting run ragged. So
But
sometimes the manager, you've got to make that decision and be like, look, it's 0-0, but he's getting run ragged. Let's just take him off and have
that
a word with him privately. And then you've lived
that
and
went.
you'd hope to live a fight. Sorry, go on. Des, what were you going to say, Marlon?
No, it was me. Sorry, I was going to say that weren't down to him though. I think Bale didn't help him at all. They
Yeah,
had like 2 or 3 players over there sometimes, and that's happened
Yeah.
to Aurier in the
So-
past as well. So,
So this is the
They
thing,
targeted
though.
that right. They targeted that
Yeah.
right hand side. It
but
was clear
everyone
they
knew that
targeted-
before.
Yeah. We
Everyone
knew
knew
that
it before the game
start. I knew
started.
as soon as he was playing. I put in the preview show that I thought Doherty was going to start because Aurier played Thursday in the game against Zagreb. So I knew he weren't playing Aurier.
He's got an injury apparently. That's why he didn't
Has
rush
he?
him back.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. But I could tell you from the start, as soon as I knew Doherty was on that team sheet, it's going to be a problem because that right side was always going to be a problem if Gareth Bale wasn't prepared to track back, and he didn't do as much going backwards. That again, because we didn't attack and play the percentage game in terms of having more possession in them, it always meant they were going to do that down that left hand side for them, and that's where I was thinking, yeah, we needed to do something differently, and the manager has to accept all responsibility for that. I don't care if Doherty was poor. There was things he could have done to help that out. And one of the things was maybe push Moura to the right-hand side, bring Bale into the centre, because Moura's got the energy to get up and down.
Or just not play Bale and bring him on instead of starting him and play. I can't remember who was on the bench. I mean, if Bergwijn or Lamella, you could have started Lamella. I mean, he was the best player when he came on, wasn't he? So potentially you would have got a better work rate out of Lamella. You would have got better tracking from him than you would have Bale. And maybe perhaps in the last 20, 25 minutes, you could argue that maybe Bale should have come on instead of start. But, I mean, it's all hindsight, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, as I said, there weren't a lot of positives from yesterday. Really, there wasn't. But one of them that we could say, and I think it's a positive, it was certainly a highlight. And this is our next talking point. Rabona to red. So this is talking about Eric Lamella. Come on. Son got injured after, I think it was about 20 minutes. Eric Lamella comes onto the pitch, does what Eric Lamella does, a lot of hustle, a lot of bustle, carried the fight. He did carry the fight. But the goal he scored, I think was, I've not seen anything like that in terms of the precision of it. And I saw the reaction from Reguilon when that goal went in. He had his hands like that as if it was unbelievable. And I just said to him, that I jumped up, me and Darius jumped up, run around the sofa twice. That's how good the goal was.
I was upstairs, mate.
Phenomenal. But then you then have to look at all of that stuff is got lost now. In the fact that he also got a red card, which didn't help our cause. I know it wasn't his fault that we lost the game in terms of our approach, but that didn't help our cause. So he's gone from the one of the best goals I've seen for a very long time to letting us down. But we know he's always got that in him. What did you guys think of Lamella and that goal and his red card? Who wants to take that first?
I thought it was a bit harsh from Lamella, actually.
Do you think?
If you look at the first yellow, that wasn't a yellow. He got the ball and then it was the kind of
I remember.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
So that for me isn't a yellow card. And then to be fair, we know Lamella can be dirty, and I think when he played, what he did to Martial has probably given him a little bit of a rep. But if you look at his arm, he didn't touch the geezer's face. You know, when you're playing,
no, he didn't at all.
It is a natural reaction to move your arm. I'm not trying to condone. You got to try and keep your arms down. But if it was up here, not up here. You know, so to get another yellow for that, I thought it was a bit harsh. And I think the best referee in the Prem actually had a shocker of a game. And so for me, Lamella, he played well. He scored the best goal in the North London derby, hands down. I'll be pressed to see a better goal in the coming years. But I think he was done by his reputation. I think
I agree. I think his reputation did kind of precede him on that one. Darius, what's your thoughts on Lamella, Rabona to red?
That goal was. I tweeted something. I said, I'm going to make sure that this goal is spoken about for a long time because I saw the reaction from Sky Sports. Like, I don't know if it was just me, but I don't think they really understood how good that goal was. Like, to be able to Rabona a shot, drill it into the corner, like you're taking it on your best foot and curling it in. Like, I've seen people miss that normally. Do you know what I mean? And this guy's done it, a Rabona shot driven into the corner in a North London derby. You're taking a mick, man. In my opinion, that's one of the best goals I've ever seen. So it was amazing. And the red card is something. I mean, you can get angry at the red card. I think I agree with what you're saying in terms of the yellow. I don't think it was a yellow, but the red, I can't really like justify and back Lamela when he did a cheeky similar thing to Martial. And I know Martial basically hit him, but Lamela's done the same thing. So he kind of got done by his own game, in my opinion. I think that was just good. Whoever it was, I can't remember who it was who actually put the hand in his face of. I just think he kind of got done in his own game. But you could see Mourinho's reaction as soon as he did it. He put his hand up and he was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" So Lamela
had already come on and he was kind of doing little things. He had that little kick out at Xhaka.
Yeah.
A referee'd seen that one. He kind of tried to calm him down. I think he was looking at opportunities, not to send him off, but he gave him the yellow card initially. And I look at this, Lamela has always got that in him. He's so fiery that he needs, once he gets a yellow card, you're walking a tightrope with him.
Yeah,
you 100%. Are walking a tightrope. And he was on for the picture long enough to get another yellow card, and so be it. So it happens.
But then that's why he normally gets subbed off.
Very true. Very true.
He normally gets subbed off.
But the subs is a different conversation. The subs were atrocious as well. So that you could talk about that, but subs were awful. But again, Lamela, it was one of them things where if we had won the game or drew the game, I think the goal would be even better, if that makes sense. But it's one of those you can't really. The performance is a Lamela performance.
Just before we move on, Marlon, your stream is frozen. I'm going to remove you, and if you come back on, yeah. So I'm going to remove you and come back in. So just ask for it at the moment. Mike, take it away with regards to Lamela.
I agree with everyone, what everyone said so far, but just touching upon the Rabona, that wasn't a fluke either, because he's done it before.
He's done nowhere.
He's got that in his locker, so he meant that. With the red card, with the 2 yellow stroke red. I thought the first yellow, he won the ball, but the referee's seen it as he's probably gone through him as he's won the ball. The second one, just keep your arms down. You're already walking a tightrope. Just don't give the ref any reason or any cause to give you that second booking. And like you said, Mourinho's thrown his hands up in the air. What more can you say, really? And when you're down to 10 men fighting in a North London derby and you're a goal down, it's always going to be a hard task to get back into it. Even though you could probably argue going down to 10 men, we played better than when we had 11 men. So,
but that would happen. Arsenal sat back. That was always going to happen.
That's weird. Yeah. That's weird as well, though. Why do they sit back? Like, we're down to 10 men.
Because their defense ain't great.
They're killing.
Their defense ain't great.
Because they're not a good team, bro. That's why. They're not a good team. And that's why it makes me even more angry, because we let them look like a better team than they are. And that makes me more angry. Like I said, that makes me even more angry, because it's like we didn't even give it a go. So we didn't even put players like David Luiz under pressure to see if he could even do what he normally does. It's ridiculous. That's why it makes me more angry. If we were playing Man City and we got battered off the park like that, I wouldn't say nothing. But the Arsenal team on paper, bro, they didn't even play their strongest team. Aubameyang was on the bench, and he's in form at the moment. It's not even like he wasn't even on the team. I mean, they played Smith Rowe left mid. That was tactical to obviously flood the midfield. But come on, man, they're not even playing players in the position. We can't accept this as the players. You know what I mean? The players didn't really show up. Jose, I think, in my opinion, Jose had told them to defend and maybe get a lucky goal or let them make their mistakes. I think that was the game plan: is make them make mistakes.
I think to be conservative. I don't think defend, but then that's not Tottenham.
No,
but then people saying we had an attacking lineup.
What proves otherwise?
Well, that lineup.
The handbrake on. We made Cedric look like Dan Elvis. Are you kidding me? Cedric. The West Brom side.
Didn't get into Southampton's team.
The question is, does a lineup determine how a team set up to play?
Well, you can't say that. You can't say that team was set up to defend.
No chance. It wasn't.
Well then, okay.
How
So then,
can you not-
what
wait, how can you not
how
say
otherwise
that?
can you tell me that when there's no evidence in the game to suggest that there was any other plan? That's the thing. There was
Hold
no
on.
evidence.
We didn't attack.
I think,
we didn't
hold on.
attack.
I think what we're saying is the team lineup didn't look like a lineup that was set up to defend. When we
I
started
agree.
the game,
I'm going to be
it was
playing
completely
otherwise.
because when I saw the lineup, I was like, the only thing I was a little bit concerned about was Doherty. Apart from that, I was like, yo, we should go for this lot and we have to attack them and we'll get them because they will
But we
make
didn't.
mistakes. And that's my point.
That's
so
right.
that
Yeah.
has to come down to the manager on the day. He must have said to these guys, come on, we're going to play this kind of way because Arsenal, blah, 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 whatever it is. It was the wrong tactics. 100% the wrong tactics.
I don't think
That's Jose.
Jose.
That is Jose.
Me personally, I don't think Jose's gone out and said, right, boys, I want you to defend and counter, because I don't think he's got the trust in the team to do that job. I honestly don't think he's going to say, boys, I want you to defend this and we'll just catch them on the counter, because you've seen it in previous games. There's no way he's got trust in that in us defensively to play that counter-attacking game.
The reason, Mike, I hear what you're saying, but the reason why I think it's Jose, I remember watching on YouTube the kind of the great master plan where he talked about how he set up his Inter Milan team that beat Barca. And one of the things Mourinho prides himself on is the fact that you can win a football match without having the ball. And that's what he's trying to do at Spurs. He's trying to win football matches without touching the ball like this is some sort of polo sport or something. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what he's trying to do. So I think
we ain't got the players for that.
Yes,
yeah.
Hit him on the counter because
we ain't got the players for that.
Argument.
Yeah, I know we ain't got the players for that. In defense, we have not got the players who can soak up pressure. That has been proven time and time again. The best form of attack, and it's a bit of a cliche, is the best form of defense is for us to attack. We have to attack, given the players that we've got. Now, we've now lost Son and potentially, well, we have lost Lamella.
Is there any more news on that, by the way?
Son is, I would imagine, if it's a hamstring, he's not gonna take that risk. Just a quick comment here from Mr. Silver Fox. He's having a little bit of a dig here. I want to give you boys some credit, particularly Deji and Mike. I remember them both with their chests out, predicting big scores, and they're still here. Fair play.
We never hide.
Lads. This is the.
So hold on, let me check. So hold on. So what would you say yesterday's tactics was from Mourinho with that team?
I don't know. That's my fault. I don't know what the tactics were.
With that lineup, I think the tactics would have been exactly the same with the previous 4 games that we've gone with that front 4. I just can't see how he would have set us up any different in terms of style.
So then it's got to be the players then.
Just like that's what I think it is,
just
mate.
what Bob Spurs says. Is that true what he says in that comment?
And I've said it before.
I'll go back to that comment. So Bob Spurs has said, again, Jose started, or is it
stated?
Yeah.
Didn't, he stated the players didn't do as he'd asked. Well, this has happened before, so I'm not having this. I'm not having this. Because if he said this once before, if you're the manager, you're the one in authority. So if you tell your players to do something and they do something else, that doesn't work out for me. That's got to be a problem. But I don't believe, I think Jose's never come out in the last few, since he's been Tottenham manager, I've not heard him come out and say, you know what, that's my fault, lads. I'll take that on the chin. I've done this. I made them. He's never come out and said that. So he never does that. So him saying that, it's a little bit conflicting because he said that before. Now, if he said that before and we've got attacking players on, why would attacking players make the decision to not attack?
Harry Kane.
Because the team talk before kickoff was, lads, go out and play hide and seek. That's what it was. Go out and play hide and seek. Because the fact that Harry Kane went missing speaks to me that his tactic was hide and seek. Harry Kane didn't look interested. I
think he was tired.
Being a player,
he looked knackered.
I think he was tired.
I can't be bothered.
And the same.
I'll tell you what happened. They're playing too many games and he's not. Yeah, they're playing too many games and he's playing them in too many games when he should rotate the squad.
Yeah, that's
especially in Europa.
It is. I honestly think half of it could be down to fatigue. Kane looked. I mean, he's supposed to be carrying a knock, isn't he? And he's just been carrying on, but he looks knackered. Son looks knackered.
I hope none of them are playing Thursday. If Kane plays Thursday, we've got a problem. It's going to come through a couple more comments. Sorry,
100%. He will play.
100% he's going to play. 100%.
I don't think he can. I don't think he can, but we'll see. Just a couple more comments before getting to our last talking point. So, Dynamic Productions, Mourinho clearly didn't set the team up to defend. He alluded to it in his post-match interview. Many of your big players were hiding, according to him. Bale didn't do anything, and Kane is only dangerous from set pieces.
I'm not
Arsenal saves you off the park. Accept
I'm not
it.
having that.
Kane's only dangerous.
Yeah.
You're telling me Kane said, nah, I don't want to give it to Arsenal. You're telling me that Reguilon, you're telling me that Højbjerg, you're telling me these players didn't want to turn up for Arsenal. Come off that. I'm sorry. He's gonna start creating I don't know if it's Jose who's the reason why we're getting angry at Sanchez and these players, because he's kind of passing that blame onto them. He's not really taking responsibility, and then we're kind of looking for reasons to get angry, and it's like,
but
what's the reason? I can't accept that.
To be fair though, I actually genuinely thought that Toby and Sanchez they didn't have bad games yesterday. I thought and Reguilon. I think Reguilon played all right.
Played well.
But those three, I don't think Toby and Sanchez. I mean, you can argue Sanchez gave the penalty away, but personally, I wouldn't hammer him for that. I thought he was.
No, he had to make the challenge.
He had to make the block. Yeah, I thought he had a good game, and he looked solid for once. I can say I thought Sanchez looked solid. Same as Toby and Reggie. I thought he had a decent game, but the rest of them, well,
yeah.
I'm going to stop that conversation there. This is the last talking point, and as it stands, we're not out of this.
Actually,
race
not
for
that
top
bad.
four.
It's actually really not that bad.
Given the fact that Chelsea didn't win at the weekend, we've got a game in hand over them. So if we win that game in hand, I think we're 3 points behind Chelsea, who are currently in 4th place. Mike, come to you first. Do we still have a chance at the top 4?
Of course, it's only 3 points. We only have to win our game in hand. We're 3 points off top 4. So, I mean, we've played Arsenal. I think we've only got Man United, Leicester in the next 10 games.
Leicester's our final game.
Leicester's our final game.
Villa.
We've got Man United coming up as well. We've got Man United to come.
Yeah, so we've only got Man United, Leicester.
Oh yeah, Villa twice. Oh yeah.
So I think it's still on. If
Not
we
play like how we played yesterday.
that's what I was going to say. If we play like we did yesterday, we're done. We're not even going to do anything in Europa. It's done. However, if they use this game that they lost yesterday as a bit of like fire in their bellies and like let's put us right, then they have it in them to turn things around easily and get top 4 and do something in Europa. You can't say we haven't when you've got that squad available to you. So, me personally, I think it's still on. It just depends how they come out.
Darius, what's your thoughts?
It's always on. It's on, but I'm not confident at all, because I think that when it comes to it, he's going to prioritize the Europa League more, because for me, it's an easier way to win and get into the Champions League, and it will also give him a trophy. So I think if it came to it and we're still within 3 or 4 points of the top 4, and then we're also in the quarters or semis of the Europa League, I think you'll pretty much bin the Premier League and go for the Europa League. So realistically, numerically we're still in it, but I'm gonna be real with myself, and I think there's other teams that, for example, Leicester are out of Europa League. Chelsea have got a better squad. West Ham aren't in any competitions. So I just think that the teams of Everton, again, are still in the FA Cup, but again, will want to go for that top 4. I think the teams around us will want it more. And there's nothing, obviously the last few games before the Arsenal game, we scored goals, we did well, but the teams we played against, I expect that. There's nothing from that Arsenal game that makes me think, we're going to push on and go for it. And we've lost Son, and we could potentially lose more players because players don't really fit. So I'm not very optimistic, but it's numerically still possible. So if it comes to it and he wants to go for top 4, he might do it, but he won't. He'll go for the Europa League.
Deji, are we top 4 or are we not top 4?
Hell no, we're not top 4. Unless Jose's out, we're definitely not top 4. We should have done a Chelsea and got a new manager in. Tuchel, he's unbeaten. And the thing is, lads, I'm just gonna have to just break it down and keep it real. We are hoping that Mourinho's gamble pays off. Well, anytime I go on these sessions, I just see prayer and hope. That's all it is, hope and prayer. Yeah, but really deep down, you know the truth. We're gonna finish about 8th. We're not gonna win the McDonald's Cup. We're not gonna win the Europa League. And then I'm gonna come back here at the end of May, and I'm going to say I told you so. Yeah, we're absolutely livid. Because
this is clip worthy. I hope
we're going to have nothing. All right, lads, we're having
this
nothing.
could be clipped up. Deji could be clipped up majorly come the end of the season. I think a lot of us are going to get clipped up. Marlon.
I agree with Deji. But then I also think that top four, I don't think I really want us to make Champions League at the moment because we could get embarrassed.
We'd have funds though. We'd probably have funds potentially.
We could.
I'm clutching.
All right, I'll take that back. In fact, yeah. But I don't think we're going to make it through the league. I just don't think we've played good enough this season. I don't think we deserve it, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And any team we come up against, you've just went on, there's only Man U, Leicester. Everyone said there's only Man U, Leicester as a tough games left. Every game we seem to play seems to be tough, other than the past 3 games before this one. We've struggled this season, so I don't really have no faith in Spurs at the moment.
But
everybody else is
teams are dropping points around us. So
I was gonna say exactly that. There are teams that, for whatever reason, and we know there's numerous reasons why this season is as it is, but teams are falling around at different times during the season. I do agree. We are not consistent enough to be a top 4 team at the present time. And if we were to get top 4 through the league position, it may not paint. It probably papers over a few more cracks. I think that's what it does. We've got a few more comments here.
He would definitely keep his job if he got top 4, which I don't really know.
Can I ask one question?
I think Liverpool make it. Liverpool make it.
Go on.
Are we better than Villa?
Yeah.
I would say on paper we are better than
because Jack Grealish they're a one-man team. They are a one-man team. Like Jack Grealish is the whole entire system.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm absolutely petrified that we got to play Villa twice.
Oh, so am I.
It depends.
So am I.
Yeah.
It depends if Grealish is playing.
Facts. It could be peak if Grealish is playing. I'll say that.
So we've got a comment here from Dynamic Productions. I feel for Tottenham fans. I didn't like Mourinho either. I think Erik ten Hag is well suited to Tottenham. If you decide to recruit a new manager, his style of play of football is easy on the heart.
Ajax manager.
Come on.
Oh yeah,
there's plenty of managers out there.
Jesse Marsh, Salzburg. There's so many good managers that are available.
You're right. There is a lot of managers out there that potentially could fill that gap. Gentlemen, it's been fantastic. I've enjoyed it a lot. We could have gone on.
That went quick.
It does go quick. We could have gone on for a long time about even just one of those topics. And I think it's going to probably come up a number of times, the Jose in, the Jose out thing. But as Deji first did a few weeks ago, this is what I'm doing now. Buckle up.
Still there.
I'm adjusting my T-shirt and I'm just going for this ride until the end of the season where I can then say, okay, what we have or what we don't have will then determine my decision about how I think Jose needs to be at the club or whether he needs to go. Until then, we can't make changes now personally, but everybody's got the opinions and I know that it's very much split in the fan base, but we're Spurs fans. So we know what to expect over the years. We've had this many a time. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We're going to be going out. We look forward to the week. Just to say to our viewers, like, subscribe, share, comment. Please hit that notification bell. Get a lot of information about our videos here. We have a lot of information. We have a lot of content. We have Man United. We have Liverpool. So if you don't just want to see Tottenham stuff, go across, check out our channel, click the subscribe button, and you'll get all things FTB related. Whew, I'm tired.
Peace.
Gentlemen, take care, and we'll see you guys later.
See you, mate.
Yeah.